The food is worse than prison food. If you come on this ship expecting really good food, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're gonna have a really bad time. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is currently such a hot day and we're on board Pacific Adventure, about to have some ice cream, and let me show you what we get up to.
Miles, so they can fly up to 117 kilometers. So we were thinking coming from some reefs of the New Caledonia, and sometimes they're resting on the vessel and coming back home. And they are called Bobanish. The Bobo, it means foolish or silly guy. So the Spanish, they gave it this name that remains until now. Well, last night we were sailing in proximity of the southern New Hebrides Trench.
Welcome to episode 3 of Anisha's Thoughts whilst on board Pacific Adventure. We're currently on a 10-night cruise and it's a Christmas cruise as well. And we are actually at the halfway point. I have already made a couple videos so far about the cruise, and I definitely do share why this cruise has kind of been the worst cruise that we've been on. So definitely go check those videos out. There's a lot more context, but in this video, I'll still be touching on those points and also sharing some other feelings and thoughts that I've had. We've also had a couple port days already. So, you know, there's been some updates on how things have gone. So yeah, definitely go check out my older videos and then you can see why this cruise has not been what I thought it would be. Okay, let's talk about food. So since now we're halfway through the cruise, we have tried out majority of the inclusive in fare restaurants. So we've gone to the Waterfront, which is available for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We've gone to Dragon Lady, which is only available for dinner, but we have not gone to Angelo's yet, which is the Italian restaurant, just because their menu does not look that great. Every time we've checked it, there hasn't really been anything that's caught our eye. So we've just decided to have dinner at the pantry in those nights that we were booked to go to Angelo's. So I can't speak about that restaurant, but I can speak about the Waterfront and Dragon Lady. So with the onboard restaurants, their menu changes every 3 days. So we've experienced the first menu and now they've just released the second menu as well. What I can say is that Dragon Lady is definitely the superior restaurant on this ship. If you enjoy Asian food, you will really like the food that they serve there. It's a lot of yum cha options, but the thing is with the yum cha, there are certain chargeable options as well. But for entrees, they've got like dim sums, they've got prawn toast, they've got like quite a lot of different options. And then even for mains, they've got like Mongolian lamb, Cantonese style squid, like they've got a lot of yummy sounding meals and they are really yummy. So I definitely give it to Dragon Lady. They're probably the best restaurant on board. The only con of that restaurant is that it's a really dark space. Like there's no lighting, there's no natural lighting. They only have minimal ceiling lights and it's really, really, really dark and intimate in there, but it's not done really that well. It's actually, I don't know, a little bit lackluster. Like you can see kind of the vibe that they were going for, but they don't really achieve it with the way that they've done it. We did get a table originally that had no lighting, like there was no light above the table and we could barely see anything. Like the menu came, we're like, oh, I can't read that. So we moved to a different table. The thing is though, that restaurant should have like little candle lights, like, you know, the electric candles. They should have that on every table because genuinely you cannot see a thing. And now in terms of Dragon Lady, despite it being one of the better restaurants on board that's inclusive of your fare, they still have some weird chargeable options. So for example, they have a section of just like some broths. So you could get like a beef or duck or vegetable broth. And then they have the option to add dim sums in for $5 for 3 pieces, right? But then in the entree menu, they also have dim sums in there for free. So why would any sane person pay to get dim sums put into their broth when you could just order that as your entree and just put it from your entree into your broth? Because it all comes out at the same time anyway, so that doesn't make any sense to me. They have a yum cha section which is all chargeable as well, but it's really nothing that special. Like it's not really worth it in my opinion. But one thing I'm glad they let you do on this ship is order more than one main. I was really worried that considering everything else and how, you know, bare bones and cheapskate ish this cruise is. I really thought they would only let you order one main, but thankfully they let you order more than one main or make adjustments as well. Like if you request more beef in your soup or whatever, they'll actually do that at no extra charge. For some reason I really thought that they would charge us, so that's been quite good. I mean, you know, it's the bare minimum, but it's great that they don't charge you for that. Now let's talk about the waterfront. So the waterfront is the main dining room, but it's not that big. It's actually quite small. Most cruises where they've had a main dining room, it's usually spanned across 2 or 3 decks. All of these main dining rooms usually have like one big area in the middle and you can see all the levels above you, whereas this one, it's like just one level and it's actually really, really small compared to the other ones that we've been on. And it doesn't make sense for it to be so small when there's, you know, over 3,000 passengers on board. So we've been to the waterfront a couple times now for breakfast. I haven't been there for lunch yet, but just breakfast and dinner. And they have such limited option. Oh my goodness. Like they only have maybe 5 or 6 options in terms of breakfast choices, and they all are not that great. So obviously they've got, you know, a selection of like pancakes, they've got like shakshuka, they have, you know, omelets and farm fresh eggs and all this sort of stuff. However, it's all the same. It's all the same as the pantry. It all comes out a little bit stale. It all comes out a little bit lukewarm. Like it's really not that great at all. And anytime we have been there, the service has been really bad. Oh my goodness, the waiters in the morning, like I totally understand, you know, like they've been working so hard and also working from such early hours in the morning. However, they are really grumpy. Like they do not talk, they do not want to be there. You can really see it. Like you ask for like toast or you ask for anything or you request anything else and they're like, do you want anything else? Or you feel like the whole service is being really rushed. So as soon as you walk in, it just feels like they're just trying to get you out of there. So you don't really get time to actually enjoy the breakfast. If you need toast, it's gonna come to you stale because it's pre-toasted. If you want anything really, you feel like there'll be an extra charge. Like it's not that great, to be honest. I don't really enjoy the main dining room for breakfast, which is a shame because the pantry also is terrible for breakfast. The pantry has barely any options, and when you go to the pantry and, you know, say you want some pancakes, oh my god, they taste like they've been made the night before. Their rim is completely solid, like they're so hard. The actual pancake itself tastes stale. They also don't have any other options. So when we were on Nordam, they had option for crepes, waffles, which were freshly made, by the way. They had the whole crepe machine or the waffle machine and they would make it for you on the spot, whereas here it's not the case and it is very unpleasant. They don't even do the basics right. So they have baked beans, but it's actually just chickpeas in a cumin sauce. So it, like, you know, like little things like that, it's like why like why didn't you get that right? It is quite disappointing. There have been times where I just didn't bother with the pantry. Like I don't care if I miss breakfast because the breakfast is really not that great, which is really sad. You know, like cruise breakfasts are usually so good. I remember on Nordam, I would look forward to it because there was like different options every day. Same thing with even our last cruise on P&O, the Pacific Explorer had good breakfast. Royal Caribbean had good breakfast as well. You know, breakfast is the first meal of the day and it should be done well, but on this ship it just isn't, sadly. And when I tell you this ship doesn't even have the basics, I'm not even joking. They don't even have a toaster. So say you do want some fresh toast with some melted butter or something, you can't get that, because if you want toast, you just have to get it from the server behind the pantry where they give you the food, and it's already stale. Like it's cold. It's not even, it's barely toasted. It was like toasted 4 hours ago. So it's not great. And then also they don't have like an ice machine. So say you want like a really refreshing iced tea, like that you make yourself, or you want an iced black coffee or something, you can't do that because there's literally no ice machine. I have not seen any ice machine anywhere on this ship. And usually an ice machine is so standard. There's usually one at every like drink station in the buffet section. So yeah, I thought that was a bit weird because in the buffet, as I said in my other videos, they don't have any other drink besides good old H2O. They literally only have a water stand. Then they have this like coffee machine which only makes black coffee and then black coffee with some milk and then just pours out hot water. There's not even that many options with that. And then when you pan to your side, they've just got 2 little containers with fresh full cream milk and skim milk. And then they just have this like little 4-drawer container that has tea bags. They've got like peppermint, chamomile, decaf Ceylon, normal black tea, and some other like just normal Dilmah bags. So they've got that, and then they've just got the teaspoons and then the plastic mugs. And again, everything on this ship is bare bones. So for a normal drink stand, what I'm used to is seeing a little bit of hot cocoa mix, or maybe some tea with honey or lemon. You know, there's always options of things that you can create for yourself. But on this ship, it's literally just like water and tea, and that's it. And it's just so disappointing, because if they had an ice machine, you could at least go and make a little iced tea or a little iced black coffee or something like that, but you just can't. They just don't even give you that option, which is so disappointing. So yeah, it's a shame that Dragon Lady and Angelo's isn't open for lunch, because I feel like that would have been nice to break it up. With it only being open for dinner, it does mean that you can only go there like once or twice on your entire cruise. So yeah, I don't know, it's not really the greatest. If you come on this ship expecting really good food, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're gonna have a really bad time. So yesterday my parents were talking to one of the officers on the ship, and they were telling them that the food is not that great. And when they were doing that, there was this Italian man, who came into the same conversation and blasted the officer, saying that the food is worse than prison food. Can you believe that? Like seriously, you really do realize that, yeah, this food is not great. It's literally subpar to like just normal cafeteria food, or, you know, something that you'd get at a year 6 camp. Like it's really not good. Look, there have been some meals that have been really, really great, like really exceptional. There was this really nice meal where it was like beef cheeks in red wine sauce. That was really, really nice. They've had southern fried chicken. Last night I had another sort of Asian fried chicken thing, and that was really good. That was in the pantry. But yeah, let me just say that most of the food on this ship is very lackluster. If you're used to going, I don't know, on like a cruise line that does have really good food, I'm sorry to say, but you will be very disappointed when you come on board. But what I will give P&O is their entertainment and parties. So 2 nights ago, I think it was the night before New Year, or it was the night that we ported in New Year, and they had the Bianco White Party, and that was a blast. That was so much fun. They held it on the Lido deck with the pool, and they had dancing, they had the live band, they had the DJ, and it was really good vibes. Like most people came out on the deck, everyone was having a good time, everyone was dancing, everyone was in their all white clothes. Like it was so great. And then the one thing that made it really fun is that it actually rained. It started pouring, and so for the first half of the party, I was with my parents who were just like watching the party from the upper deck and just like enjoying the vibes. And then for the second half, my brother came, and then we actually went on the dance floor, and it was really, really fun. And then it started pouring out rain, but yeah, it just made it more of a core memory. Like it really was a fun time. The music was really fun. The live band Forward, they're so good. They're the party band on board, and that was really, really fun. We literally ended the night at the nightclub, and it was like packed and really, really good. So there have been a lot of enjoyable moments on the ship when it comes to entertainment. They have, you know, trivia, which everybody gets into. They have, you know, things like guess that song, guess that Christmas movie, like things like that, which are very engaging. And their 7 and 9 p.m. shows are really fun as well. They had the P&O production crew show their performance of Sideshow Alley, and that was one of probably the better, or even one of the best cruise performances I've seen from a production crew. That was really good. So yeah, I will say that the entertainment on this ship is really, really great. It definitely passes Nordam by a bloody mile. Nordam was so boring, but this ship also has a lot of late night karaoke, and everybody gets into it, which is really fun. If I was to sing, I'd sing In Your Eyes by The Weeknd, but I don't have that courage yet. I don't have that liquid courage in me, but that would be my song. Or Hush 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 by the Pussycat Dolls. I feel like that would be the #1 song that I would do if I wanted like a party song. But if I wanted a chill song, I would do The Weeknd, In Your Eyes. Also, my light is dying, so apologies for that. The cruise so far, I would give it maybe like a 5 out of 10, and the 5 is definitely coming from the entertainment. So let's see how the rest of the cruise goes. Tonight is also island night, so that should be fun. I've got a nice little like tropical dress that I'm gonna wear. That should be really good vibes. We're actually sailing in the waters of Vanuatu right now, so it's perfect for the location. And today was the day we were meant to be in Port Vila, so I was looking forward to getting some Wi-Fi because we didn't get the internet package. We never do. I actually really like that we don't do that because it really does give you the chance to disconnect. I feel like when I'm at home, I'm always on my phone, always checking TikTok every 2 seconds, but at least on the ship, I'm forced to disconnect and, you know, read books and all that sort of stuff, which is great. On the topic of, you know, lounging around and reading or whatever, there's still, again, not many spaces to go and sit down and have a little relaxation moment. Everything is really packed. On a hot day like today, I think today is like really warm. It feels like it's like 40 degrees. It's really humid outside as well. So everybody has obviously flocked inside to where the aircon is. And yeah, as soon as you go inside near the lobby, it's just really packed. There's people all in your face. There's people literally just everywhere that you look. And you know, it's difficult to find a place to sit down. And if you do want to cool off in the pool or whatever, again, the jacuzzis are full, the pool is full. They have quite a few pools on board. They're all packed by the time the sun rises. So yeah, so that's obviously disappointing. We haven't gone on the water slides yet. I washed my hair last night, so I was gonna go today, but I can't be bothered washing it again. So I'll probably go tomorrow or the day after. So speaking about activities on the ship, not many activities are actually included in your fare. So for example, if you want to do something like the zip lining or rock climbing or anything like that, there is a charge, and I believe it's around like $30 to $40 per activity. And let me just say that it's very lackluster. So the ropes the ropes is just one thing all the way up. It's not even a complicated task. They've got the rock climbing, which is like the skinniest rock climbing wall I've ever seen in my life. They've got the zip line, which is probably like 30 meters. Obviously fun to do for kids, but as an adult, I would see that and be like, that's not even a long journey. Like it's done in 3 seconds. So it's, to me, that's not worth the price. But hey, some people might like that. You can get an edge pass. I believe it's like $129 and it includes everything. I'm pretty sure it means that you can do it as much as you want. They do have other experiences that are included in that. So they've got this thing called the Titanic experience, and it's literally just you at the front of the ship doing the Jack and Rose, you know, like pose like that. And it's so funny to me because on like Explorer or Voyager of the Seas, you could just go to the front of the ship for free. Like you could just do that. That was just not even an activity that you had to think to pay to do. Like you could just walk over at any time. But I remember like Explorer and Voyager had like a helipad there and you could literally just walk over. So it's really funny that they charge for that on this ship. The water slides thankfully are included, and I do think that they're very popular. They look really fun. I definitely want to go on it maybe tomorrow or the day after. But besides that, there's not much else to do on the top part of the ship. Everything that looks somewhat fun, you do have to pay for besides the water slides. They also have the sports court up top. I haven't been there yet, but it doesn't look too big, but you can go up. They often do like basketball shootouts and things like that. So at least they do have activities for, you know, bits of the ship that are included in your fare. To me, so far, it does definitely feel like they're just really pushing for the things that are paid for. So they've got a couple shows on board, like Blanc de Blanc Uncorked, and those are often in a smaller theatre called the Black Circus. So those ones, I don't know how much the tickets are, but I do see people lining up to go. So I'm sure it's a good show to go to. So yeah, so there's a lot of things that they really push. So when you do see your good times paper, do I have that here? Yeah, I've got that here. So you can literally see today's must-dos. The second thing there is, you know, the Blanc de Blanc, and there's usually like the option that you have to pay for it. So the box office sales. Here, 3 p.m. deal or no deal. This is something that you have to pay to play, or it's free to watch. There's actually quite a lot of things that they really push to get people to buy. So they're really pushing Luke's Bar and Grill as well. I remember when we're sitting at the pantry, there'll often be a waiter there saying like, hey, do you want to go to the restaurant and all that sort of stuff. So obviously, yeah, they're really wanting people to pay for the additional things. This is the daily itinerary for activities, and yeah, there's a lot of fees apply activities that you can do. That concludes my episode of Anisha's Thoughts, and now we're gonna go get some ice cream. My parents are here and we're gonna go try out the New Zealand natural ice cream.
Down if you think.
Tonight is island night, so they're gonna have the party on the pool deck. This is the fit. It's a colourful dress from Tree of Life. This is the makeup. It's the same as before. I just tidied it up. And the jewels. Ooh, cute. Tonight should be good. I'm gonna go have dinner at the Dragon Lady now, which is the Asian restaurant, which is so good. And then we're gonna go to the 9 o'clock show. And from there, straight up to deck 14 to go to the party. And then we'll be going to Altitude, which is the nightclub. So that should be a vibe. And yeah, I'm excited because the Bianco night was really good. If Pinot do one thing right, it's throwing parties. So tonight should be fun. So this is tonight's menu. There's meant to be a menu change every 3 days, but to be honest, this is all looking like the same stuff. Like the dessert hasn't changed, the entrees haven't changed. The only thing that's changed is the main. So the other day was Mongolian lamb. They had some squid thing here. Carnival Adventure, they had that, and they had something else here. So that's the only section that's changed. Yum cha, this is all the paid for pieces here. And they have the treat yourself section here as well, which is also paid for. Soups, this one changed. So this one before was beef broth, but that was the same. But do you see what I mean? It doesn't make sense to get dim sum here and pay $5. You could literally just get chicken or beef ones as your entree menu and just add it to your soup. Like that doesn't make any sense why you would pay for that. And this is what I mean by the restaurant is really dark. You can't really see much. Our table above us doesn't even have light. These are the beef dim sims, and that is the prawn toast. This is the prawn toast. Got a sriracha sauce, mayonnaise sauce there. It's very crunchy. These are mains. I got a beef and broccoli stir fry with some green beans. We also got lo mein noodles, and my parents got the same as well. My mum got egg fried rice.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
And theatrical haze. And that flash photography is not permitted.
No flash photography!
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's hundreds of people here already.
And note that there is no reserving of